Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. Dear students, I am Zaima Ismail from Divisional Public School and Intermediate College, Lahore. It's our lecture number 4 of Computer Science for Class 7. In previous lecture, we have discussed about motherboard, processor, and components of processor like ALU and CU. Today we are going to discuss very important topics. So, today's students' learning outcomes are memory, RAM, random access memory, ROM, read-only memory. And at the end of the lecture, there will be an assignment. Before starting to explain today's topic, here is a question for you. If someone says computer does not have enough memory, what does it mean? Dear students, at the end of this lecture, you would be able to give the answer of this question. So watch the video with full attention. I will give you the answer of this question in the next lecture, inshallah. Open page number 7 of your book. Memory. Memory consists of electronic chips. These are the chips called memory. Memory stores instructions and data so that CPU can process them. So what is the function of memory? It stores instructions and data so that CPU can fetch these instructions from RAM for processing. It is the working space of the computer. Memory, especially RAM, is like a working space of computer. These 2 points will be more clear to you in some next slides when the topic of RAM will be explained to you. Memory has 2 types: RAM, random access memory, and ROM, read-only memory. Let's discuss these 2 types of memory in detail. RAM, random access memory. RAM stands for random access memory. It is temporary storage area for data before and after it is processed. I try to explain this point with the help of diagram. To clear the working of RAM, we need 3 devices: hard disk, RAM, and CPU. We know that hard disk is used to store data permanently. Here is a container. This container shows the space inside hard disk to store data. And here are some disks. These disks are representing different type of data inside hard disk. Whenever we want any processing over data, data goes into RAM from hard disk like this. Then CPU or processor fetches data from RAM for processing. After processing, the result goes back to RAM. Because RAM is a temporary storage area, So if we want to save results permanently, then data can be stored into hard disk from RAM like this. Here, one point should be clear to you that when RAM holds data inside it and if power is switched off, the data inside RAM will be lost. So that's why we say it is temporary storage area for data before and after it is processed. यहाँ पर डाटा कुछ देर के लिए सेव होता है जब तक कि डाटा पर प्रोसेसिंग करनी होती है। प्रोसेसिंग के बाद डाटा को परमानेंटली हार्ड डिस्क में सेव किया जाता है। आई होप द कॉन्सेप्ट ऑफ रैम विल बी क्लियर टू यू। Here is one more example from your daily life to clear the concept of RAM. You have studied in 6th class that the way the computer works is very much similar to the way human beings solve their problems. In this diagram, here is a school bag. You use your bag to save your books, notebooks, and stationery items. Here is a table, your working space. By using this table, you do your work. जितना ये टेबल बड़ा होगा आपके लिए काम को करना उतना ही आसान होगा और आप इजीली उस पर अपनी बुक्स और नोटबुक को अरेंज कर सकेंगे। अगर ये टेबल छोटा होगा तो आपके लिए अपने काम को आसानी से करना मुश्किल होगा कि एक वक्त में सिर्फ एक नोटबुक को ही आप अपने टेबल पर ओपन कर सकोगे। So if there would be a big table, then there would be enough working space for you. And if there would be a small table, then there would be less working space. Now you know that when you have to attempt any question, you use your brain to think. When you find out the answer, you write down the answer or result on your notebook. अब फॉर एग्जाम्पल अगर आपने मैथ्स का काम करना है, आप अपने बैग में से मैथ्स की नोटबुक और बुक को निकालेंगे, फिर आप अपनी नोटबुक और बुक को इस टेबल पर ओपन करेंगे। किसी क्वेश्चन को सॉल्व करने के लिए आप अपने ब्रेन को यूज़ करेंगे और जब आपका ब्रेन आपको कोई सॉल्यूशन प्रोवाइड करेगा वो रिज़ल्ट आप अपनी नोटबुक पर लिखेंगे। काम को कंप्लीट करने के बाद आप दोबारा अपनी नोटबुक और बुक अपने बैग में वापस रख देंगे ताकि वो सेव हो जाएं, गुम ना हो या कोई इन्हें ख़राब ना कर दे। Now, hard disk is just like your bag. RAM is just like this table. And CPU is just like your brain. हम डाटा को परमानेंटली हार्ड डिस्क में सेव करते हैं और जब हमने किसी डाटा पर प्रोसेसिंग करनी होती है तो टेम्पररी उस डाटा को रैम में सेव किया जाता है। We know that RAM is a working space of computer just like this table. अगर ये कहा जाए कि आपके कंप्यूटर में मेमोरी काफ़ी ज़्यादा है तो इसका मतलब है कि आपके कंप्यूटर में रैम काफ़ी ज़्यादा है और आप डिफरेंट टास्क को बहुत फास्टली परफॉर्म कर सकेंगे। इस कंडीशन में आपके कंप्यूटर की स्पीड काफ़ी ज़्यादा होगी। सीपीयू में प्रोसेसिंग होती है। सीपीयू प्रोसेसिंग करने के बाद रिज़ल्ट को दोबारा रैम में सेव कर देता है और अगर हमने इस रिज़ल्ट को परमानेंटली सेव करना होता है तो हम इस रिज़ल्ट को हार्ड डिस्क में वापस सेव कर देते हैं। It is attached to the motherboard, as you can see in this diagram. RAM is volatile, such as information is lost when the power is switched off. For example, someone is typing a letter on the computer and the power goes off. The contents of the letter will be erased from RAM if it is not saved. So if you have not saved your information, it will be lost from RAM if the power is switched off. Here is an execution cycle of a single instruction involving the working of RAM. This example has been taken from your book. In this diagram, you use an input device to input number 3 and 4 along with instruction add. So these are input devices and the inputs are 3 and 4. Operation is add. The numbers and instructions are temporarily held in memory. The processor retrieves the numbers and instruction from RAM to perform the addition. After that, the result 7 is temporarily held in memory. From this memory, it can be output through output devices or it can be stored into storage devices. Page number 8. ROM. ROM stands for read-only memory. It is a permanent storage area. Unlike RAM, ROM is permanent storage device, means information cannot be removed from ROM. This is the picture of ROM. It contains startup instructions of the computer and information about hardware devices. ROM holds two types of data: startup instructions of the computer and information about hardware devices. When we start our devices, these startup instructions and information about hardware devices load into computer. It is fixed in the motherboard. It has been shown in this diagram. Now these are startup screens of two different devices. This is the stage when startup instructions from ROM are loading into computer. This is a startup screen of system or laptop, and this is a startup screen of mobile. ROM is non-volatile, such as information is not lost when the power is switched off. We know that RAM is volatile, so data can be lost when the power is switched off. But ROM is non-volatile, means data cannot be lost from the ROM when the power is switched off. Or we can say data cannot be changed or removed from the ROM. That is why it is called read-only memory. Means data can only be read from this memory. We cannot change or remove the data from ROM. In today's assignment, there are two questions. What is ROM, read-only memory? And why RAM is called volatile memory? These are the instructions to solve this assignment. You just have to take any notebook Write these questions and give answer in your own words. Thanks for watching the video.